Very cool.
So welcome to the Holistic Kid Show. My name is Zane.
My name's Abdullah.
And my name is Imad.
We're the Holistic Kids here to educate us kids from the inside out. Every day we use soaps, lotions, deodorants, hair products, and cosmetics on various parts of our bodies. But in recent years, an increasing number of reports have raised concerns about many of them. Researchers have found dangerous levels of mercury in our skin, lightening, and anti-aging creams. They've linked chemicals in hair dyes and straighteners to cancer.
Yeah, and most American children are also exposed to toxic chemicals from a wide variety of sources that may be a cause of learning and developmental disorders and obesity and asthma, which is crazy to think that chemicals can cause learning and developmental disorders. Crazy.
It's also funny how some people think about what they're putting on their bodies, but what they put on their body is totally different ballgame, and very little think about that.
Yeah, because very little people think that if you put like chemicals on your body, then it's gonna affect the things inside, right? So that is why we are so honored to have Andy Hnilo here with us today. Thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, thank you for having me. It's so nice to meet you all. I appreciate it.
It's our pleasure.
Hey, so yeah, no, I love what you just said. It's so important. And the fact that you're focusing on it now, that's a big it just interest of mine is just to gently explain and inform of the products that are located commonly on store shelves and that we're marketed to. I remember when I was your age, it's just all I knew was, Neutrogena, Noxema, Clean and Clear, Clearasil. But man, are those ingredients toxic.
I know, right?
It doesn't serve your skin. Your skin being your largest organ, I prefer to treat it like another mouth, using food grade ingredients so it doesn't disrupt your microbiome and eventually is going to end up into your bloodstream and absorbed within seconds. So you want to make sure the ingredients that you're rubbing into your skin, your largest organ, the organ that protects us and is our detoxification organ as well. Why would you disrupt that process by throwing toxins on there? And it just, yeah.
It's so sad.
But the thing is, that's why I'm so excited to do this, because you're making it's people like yourself that are going to make that change. And yeah,
that's really our goal. Educate kids and people, families all around the world.
Yes, absolutely.
So Andy Hnilo is also a former athlete, model, and actor, and the founder of Alidra Naturals. So thank you so much for joining us today. So
we have one of his products right here.
How does an actor start a skincare company that's focused on the health of your skin?
We would love to know your story.
So, man, my interest in skincare stemmed from kind of an embarrassing situation when I was in college. I was an athlete, changing in the locker room. I had bad back acne and like little cystic acne around my face that looked like mosquito bites. So I remember taking a trip down to Shattuck Avenue on one of our off days, and I popped into this little it was just a Chinese herbal just little small shop, and I started just picking this guy's brain about supplements and what he was selling, and he went in a very heavy detail about the Chinese philosophy, building your blood, mitigating inflammation, purifying the blood, and it just to help with overall vitality. And so I bought my first supplement at 18 years old, probably around November 2000. And it was Flora Silica horsetail extract. And but yeah, ever since that, I started paying attention to my ingredients. I went from I think it was Neutrogena or Clean and Clear to Dove soap, just one product head to toe. I was still using, Pert Plus shampoo, but the Dove soap only had 5 ingredients. 2 of them were coconut derived surfactants. At 18 years old, it just kind of clicked. I'm like, well, that sounds natural. But the fact that I was even thinking about it, I mean, it explains a lot to where I am today. But, I thought I was going to be an athlete, an actor, rode that career out pretty well as an athlete. Moved down to Los Angeles. I was not drafted, unfortunately, but I had a job at Abercrombie and Fitch, which is a clothing store. I don't know if they're still around, but My friend who was an actor at the time, I was just crashing on his couch. His name's Billy Snow. He was auditioning for a baseball film, and I was fresh out of baseball, so I was helping him out. Didn't really think too much about it. I was nailing his lines. When you don't overthink things, you kind of can do better before you're not overthinking it. But yeah, we were just going back and forth. I was running lines opposite him as the opposite character, and he felt that I was doing a pretty good job. And he asked if I'd ever done this, and I ever even thought about it, and I didn't, because I'd never taken a class or anything. But he got me an audition for that role, which never happens without an agent or a manager. And I got a call back, which is hilarious because I'd never acted before. And then another call back, and that was serious. And then a screen test, another screen test, and ended up booking that the lead in that film, which we shot for 6 weeks. And I got representation through that and started acting for a while. And then, unfortunately, in 2011, I was crossing the street in Los Angeles. I was hit by a westbound heading Land Rover in the eastbound lane and run over by a Tundra. Both cars pulled over, clothes were cut off, me in the middle of the street. And I woke up in Cedars-Sinai ICU with a chest tube on my side, and my jaw was a compound fracture. So it went through my chin from right here to just beneath my left ear. And I had a lot of work to do, but it was interesting because I was very grateful to be alive. People don't survive those accidents. I had my family there with me in my little apartment. So it's very rare that we all get together because of my sister's husband, with the families and holidays and stuff. So there was a lot of love there, and I needed that at that time. And I was, my knees and elbows were intact. I didn't, it was, unfortunate to see my reflection, but I felt I was positive about it. I don't know why, but I think maybe it was just like the natural endorphins reacting to the trauma I just went through. I'm not sure, but I just every day, I would go on little walks when the sun would set, so it wouldn't bake in my scarring. I had severe swelling right here, and my teeth were gone. My jaw was wired shut. Well, front 3 teeth, and it was just very it was a tough time to go through that type of recovery. I'd never done that before. But the thing is like there's no better feeling when you see yourself start to recover and the swelling start to go down, the abrasions start to clear up, and scarring's, over time. It's not like the scarring's gonna go away, but just, I stayed consistent with something that turned out to be my purpose, and I'm extremely grateful for finding that. I'm right where I'm supposed to be, and so, but during that process, what led me to creating my own was, number one, I couldn't afford the creams and serums that the doctors were recommending. They're pretty expensive, but they were also, I just didn't trust the ingredient decks. And a lot of these products have studies and then on a spec of an ingredient and then fill it up with fillers, fragrance, and emulsifying agents just to make sure it, I felt my body would respond best from natural ingredients. The whole idea of bringing microcirculation to the surface of your skin, exfoliating that area, reintroducing minerals that we lose as we age, and then also treating your face to like a meal of just dense nutrients from organic kelp powder, vitamin A, vitamin C, vitamin K, vitamin B, the IGF-1 growth factor components in first 4-hour milking grass-fed colostrum that we use, the vitamin C and the L-ascorbic acid, pearl powder. I mean, it just, a lot of these ingredients I supplement with as it is. So, I mean, it really was just experimentation because I had a lot of time on my hands, but man, it just, through trial and error, I believe I created a clay mask that really stands alone in the clay mask department. But I love what I do. Thank you for asking, man. That's how it started.
Wow, what an amazing story. I mean, that's what, for so many people I've interviewed as well, they're living their life with tons of chemicals and, unhealthy, and then something happens to them where they become, their health is taken away from them, and that's when, they focus on getting their health back, and then they become experts and they start changing people's lives.
Right. Yeah. Hey, I would do it all again to have this type of, I mean, I do mean it, but I mean, it's just, we get to create. I had a theory that turns out to be true, and I'm going to create more and more and more of that. Just in my idea, I formulate all of our products. It's a total creative outlet, and it's extremely fun to see the collective overall response from people that use our products. It's beautiful.
So we kids are told to wear lotion, sunscreen, and now teens are starting to wear makeup and creams to keep their skin healthy. But no one doesn't think of the ingredients. So why is it important to look at the ingredients in our skincare?
So, Dr. Anthony Gustin mentioned on a podcast that we did that on average, women leave the house with over 160 government recognized carcinogens daily. When you think about the, perfume, fragrance, lipstick, makeup, hairspray, deodorant, I mean, it's not, you know, uh, that it's a very toxic atmosphere right now with, the aluminum and the deodorants, the uh, phthalates and fragrance. I mean, what you're absorbing can affect your endocrine system, disrupt your hormones. Something you're doing daily like that, I just feel like accelerates your aging process and decreases your longevity. And these are things that we need to pay attention to as far as like household products that we use to clean our, or the clothes that we're wearing. Big brands, Gain, Tide. I remember a friend of mine watched a sweatshirt. I still don't. I mean, this was at least a year ago. I still don't have that scent out. What do you think it's doing to your skin, as porous as it is? I just
Mhm.
yeah. So the good thing is there are natural alternatives. We can scent things beautifully with cold pressed organic essential oils and different extracts. And I just, yeah, I mean, it's just my responsibility just to do my best to inform of the alternative and just the potential damage without like, instilling fear or anything of, just I would want to be informed if the products that I'm using are toxic. And I think there's a lot of people out there that just don't know, that need to be, just whether it's my product, whether it's Amber Gianni, Osea, May Lindstrom's great. Um, True Botanicals. I mean, they're herbivore botanicals. I mean, there are a lot of good brands doing it right, and it costs us more to put these products in. We're using Marone glass, organic essential oils, but the thing is, I just strongly believe that the people will come when we just spread the word. We put more into our products and let the customers
Mhm.
kind of be a form of word of mouth marketing. Then I do podcasts like this, so hopefully to get some more interest out there. I just love this, I mean,
Mhm.
I think it's a very important part in my responsibility to just educate and inform on. I mean, the other day I saw, and the thing is, it's just marketing these days. When you go to a website, make sure that you get the full ingredient deck of the product that you're purchasing. What they're doing now is their key ingredients, and then in microscopic lettering bottom right of the page, wherever, see full ingredient deck. Like they're being deceptive with it. It's just a fact, and it's just a part of our doing our due diligence to check out the ingredient decks. There are apps that you can scan the UPC code to get a 0 to 10 rating on the cleanliness of the ingredients inside of the product. Think Dirty is one of those. I believe there are a couple other ones too. And it's just, yeah, I just really believe that it's that important. It's just as important as diet, I believe, you know?
Yeah. I mean, it is because a lot of people think that, just because I'm not eating it,
Mhm.
it's only on my skin, it's only in the outside of my body, doesn't mean that they
It's
don't
not
realize
affecting me.
yeah, they think it's not going to affect them when really our skin is kind of like a sponge, right?
Mhm.
Whatever you
Yes.
put on it, it absorbs, and eventually that's going to affect our bodies, our gut. It can even cause inflammation, right?
Mhm.
Yes, that's a great point. Yeah, touching on the gut, disrupting the gut biome. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of, you look into things in the side effects of, really aggressive forms of skin treatment such as Accutane and Proactive. I really just want to do my best, and you guys are really starting it with this, and I just especially at that age, I was collecting colognes and putting on, the big Gillette, shaving when I didn't have to, rubbing in toxin. We have a chance now to just inform and educate of alternatives that are healthier and serve your skin.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Exactly, and even I heard of this example, deodorant nowadays for
Mhm.
like especially for teenagers, the chemicals that they put in deodorant, they don't to stop it from sweating is actually damaging our body,
Mhm.
right?
Absolutely.
Because sweating is a natural process that our body uses to detox.
Mhm.
Have you heard this said?
Mhm.
No.
Well, in health class, they were teaching us, the deodorant we're putting on under our armpits, this chemical disrupts our sweating, and so our body is unable to detox properly, right?
The aluminum.
Yes, I
Mhm.
think so.
Yes. I mean, it's yeah, very similar idea to, just where on our skin is a detoxifying organ, putting on toxic ingredients, just you're disrupting that formula to a natural bodily function such as sweating, removing impurities, something that we have to do, and it's good for us to stop that. I mean, it's just, yeah, on basic science levels, it just
Yeah.
doesn't seem
Mhm.
like a good idea. I don't, you can make a good, deodorant with baking soda,
Mhm.
maybe a little shea butter. I mean, arrowhead root.
Mhm.
You can play around with it and see what works for you. Scent it, a little clary sage, rosemary, lemongrass. But that is what I would do if you're looking, like, solve the problem yourself based on the
Yeah.
research. And I know you guys are hungry to do it. So, but there are a couple good clean deodorants. Native, I believe, is one. Um, but yeah, that's a great, the things we're doing daily. Let's make
Yeah,
sure that,
we overlook all these simple things
Mhm.
right. I
just
mean,
because everyone else is doing it.
Mhm.
mhm, with the, shampoo, hair care, toothpaste,
Yeah.
chapstick, just the portals that, where on
Mhm.
our body, lips, underneath the armpits, like very easily accessible, like mainstreams into our bloodstream. We
Mhm.
just got to be careful what we're putting on top of it.
Yeah. So, we're talking about when it comes to skin health and what certain chemicals do to the skin. Why, for many people watching, why is it such a big problem that we're putting chemicals on our skin? I mean, they're probably thinking we know that it's affecting our gut, but how much really? So,
It just the studies have come out. I mean, there are quite a few studies just on the different ingredients. We could go down to the parabens, phthalates, um, you know, propylene glycol. Now it's propane diol. I mean, these are the different forms of alcohol. These, I mean, the over time, especially not being organic, these are pesticide grown plants when used. I would rather use clean products. My body responds better to that.
Mhm.
I just don't like the idea of rubbing
Mhm.
anything toxic onto my skin. I've always been that way. Once, after that, little session in Berkeley with that awesome teacher.
yeah, and it also like really over time the toxic load increases, and
Mhm.
that can really hurt us long term.
Mhm.
Right. It builds. And I think it's very hard. A lot of people don't have a process of detoxifying and sweating that out. I'd like to go to the sauna and do, just from environmental pollutants. I'm not even rubbing that in, but like the people that are not, sweating out the impurities and removing that and constantly detoxing, they're retaining those. And yeah, like you said, building up toxins over time. And that I just really feel like that's the root of all disease as well as inflammation as well. So just mitigating the toxins that we're putting on top of our body can give us the best chance of a long, healthy life.
Yeah, that makes you sicker as well, right, Sam?
Yeah.
So,
I also believe, I just think that in my experience, the natural products I've used are more effective than even in med spas. I did do one thing way back in the day. It was like this pixel laser that was insane. It was like basically a really intense laser that burned the skin, created like almost a wound where you repair yourself, getting a thicker collagen layer and super smooth skin. But
Mhm.
yeah, I've just there are I mean, nature is medicine. Plants are
Mhm.
exactly, yeah.
potent in medicine.
Yeah, they've been doing it for a long time. I feel like we just had to stop now, even more mainly in the Western world, because a lot, like in the other side of the world, everyone's doing it normally, basically.
Yeah,
Right.
like, exactly.
Mhm.
I mean, you said you went to the Chinese person, and he was like selling tons of herbs and
Mhm.
remedies that they've been using for
Mhm.
thousands of years.
Mhm. And it's been
I'm
working.
just Yes, time-tested ancient remedies. Let's
Exactly.
get back to the olive oil, the bee products, the propolis, the pollen, the honey, beeswax, royal jelly. This is medicine. Those are little that's why I love to use the bee products in our base. They're just so fascinating to me. They're so molecularly complex, like antimicrobial, antibacterial. So I just, staying there. And then it's just, you hear these ancient remedies with frankincense and myrrh and combining with beeswax and honey and, Cleopatra and all these, pharaohs and queens and kings, using these natural remedies, King Tut, with myrrh and frankincense and just natural elements all around him to preserve his essence. Like that is what it is. Taking it back to time tested remedies. I'm glad you brought that up because it's just, we're looking to move into Alatura, EU, UAE, Latin America. But the thing is why it's going to be. I mean, we're going through the regulatory process right now, but we're just sending them. I mean, there are thousands of ingredients that they don't allow in Europe that the United States, does. And
Yeah.
I know, it's crazy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Places and yeah.
That's why when we go to other places, in different countries, especially like Asia, and other parts of the world, we're like, wait a second, there's a lot more organic food here than compared to America, right?
Yeah. Especially in Europe, I feel like they don't do as much GMOs.
Because they've done the research. They have
Mhm.
like laws against this kind of stuff.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
Most places in Europe, like Greece, Turkey, even to Turkey.
They had better quality
Yeah,
stuff.
blue
Uh-huh.
zones, they just fight. They're still so ancient.
Yeah, the blue zones. Like they've been doing this for so long and they've been
Living longer.
living
yeah.
longer.
Absolutely. Now you know your stuff. Absolutely. And that's I want to find out more and more about different medicine around the planet.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You incorporate those in our products. I want to make one called curandera, which means healer in Spanish, but to get different elements. I already have a couple from Jordan, one from Peru, Greece. So I'm going to be doing a little traveling this year. So maybe add a couple more to that. But yeah, I mean, that's important.
Yeah.
You get to get involved with another culture and learn more about them and meet new. Yeah, it's just that's my big thing is my favorite thing to do is travel the world and just meet different people from different lives, different walks of their lives. But it's the ingredients will allow us to do that, because we're not adding any of the harsh toxic ingredients commonly located to fill up ingredient decks and just get it out there to smell good, minimally perform. No, take pride in what you do. Explain
Exactly,
why you're using what you're using. Show studies of how it worked out for other people. I mean, we're smart. We know. It's just, but a lot of people don't know to read the ingredient decks, because of certain toxins that may be hidden and or listed or not listed. So it's our duty to just just inform of just ingredient cleanliness and different alternatives to the products they're using that probably will be more effective and it does disrupt, like you mentioned, over time, your hormones, your endocrine system, gut, anything that affects with that and can potentially affect your mood, affects your energy to other people, personally and professionally, and that just over time, I just don't think that turns out well.
Also, think another thing I want to point out is that a lot of people, they think that if I have acne or if they want perfect skin, that they just need that they only focus on skin products. When really, at the end of the day, all of the like acne and other like skin diseases, they're just inflammation.
Yeah.
And how can we fix inflammation? How do you fix inflammation, Imad?
We have
By
to
eating real food. Yeah, exactly.
So it's like you have to look at a whole. Skincare products really do help, but if the skincare products are like toxic, it's not really going to help.
Exactly. If you're eating McDonald's every single day and then you put on skincare products, then it's not going to be fully effective because you're still hurting your body on the inside.
Yeah, it's all encompassing. That's a very good point. When people reach out to us and maybe the clay mask isn't working to the effect that they want it to, you have to take into account, well, how's your diet? We always, and sometimes it's not as, as clean as we would like it to be. And it's okay. We just add little adjustments here and there, but you're absolutely right. Food and the products we use are equally important. It may be more important to on the diet side. I agree. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's why it's so important to take care of your gut, because your gut affects everything from your brain to your hair to your skin to your feet, right? To your belly button, even, right?
Mhm.
Yes. Yes. I completely agree. So, and just incorporating things like when I was your age, I started to use the sauna probably weekly, a couple times a week, just to remove the impurities from my system. So that's one recommendation. Also tones the skin a little bit. But yeah, just switching up hot, cold, and then using clean products in addition to nutrient dense diet, like you mentioned,
Yeah,
eating whole foods and not processed food, staying hydrated. Yeah, you're
yeah,
in
they're
good
also
hands.
important.
What's that?
They're so important.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely sunlight.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
If someone wants perfect skin, where do they get? Where do they start?
Ooh, I would um, start off with a gentle daily cleanser and exfoliate at least once a week.
Mhm.
And then follow up the exfoliation with a moisturizer, reapply as needed. And then if maybe a little much at your age, but
Mhm.
a night cream to seal in the results, and then staying consistent with that routine. Hey, it's what I love to do. But yeah, it's just a daily cleanser, exfoliate the dead skin cells, just feed and nourish the skin that you just exfoliated to allow for a healthy cell turnover, effectively building a thicker collagen layer over time, and then sealing in the results with a good moisturizing night cream. Doesn't have to be a night cream. You can even use just a little cacao butter, um, and if you don't want to, if you're not ready for going all in on a moisturizer, just some people use olive oil or different
Mhm.
mango butter,
Mhm.
shea butter, things like that, but natural, like you mentioned, natural elements.
Mhm.
So, what is one thing kids that can do at our age to take care of
Mhm.
our skin? Because most teenagers, especially boys, the only thing they use is water, right? Just water
Right.
on the face. That's
Mhm.
all they use. So, what
And
is
then
some
girls have like every single type of.
exactly?
Mhm.
So, what is one
Hey,
thing that kids our age can do today?
well, I just really want to make self-care cool, right?
Yeah,
I mean, it's just I don't mind it. It's just a good clay mask. I mean, all you got to do is just put it on, mix it in with water, and then let it dry. I mean, that does so much for you, removing heavy metals, impurities, just getting a lot of microcirculation to the surface of the skin makes you feel great, exfoliates the skin. Little detox from that's one thing, and then a gentle daily clean cleanser that you can use just to mitigate and remove any dirt and oil. Hopefully eat up any bacteria that you have and just keep the microbiome nice and clean. Make sure that you're not using a toxic cleanser though that disrupts that microbiome on your face and skin, and then follow up with a good moisturizer. A big misconception is these heavy sunscreens and moisturizers with really toxic ingredients. Again, we're coming back to ingredients, but I just feel like a good a simple cleanser, clean pure cleanser, and then a moisturizer, exfoliate. You guys are younger, so I don't think you really need to exfoliate too much, but it's more for the toxin removal and the detoxing capabilities of the mask. That's what I would do. I started when I was 18 with masks and
Mhm.
all that, but it changed my life because it just built my confidence.
Mhm. So your products are amazing. Where can we learn more about you and your amazing products?
Hey, thank you. I appreciate that. Well, you can go to alitura.com. That's alitura.com. Alitura is Latin for feeding and nourishing, by the way. Let me see.
Mm,
Let me see if I can show you that. Do you see
I
that?
love
Oh, very nice.
wow.
Yeah. Um, but yeah, so yeah, alitura.com. We're also on Instagram, Alitura Naturals. I'm all over that. My email's Andy at alitura.com. I'm head over heels in love with what I do. And I really love what you guys are doing. Seriously. I mean, it's just spreading the word, giving good alternatives, not being salesy, just trying to inform and
Mhm.
educate and help people become, just feeling better about themselves.
Yeah.
That's my
So we
goal.
also love your passion as well.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Thank
Like
you.
you're very passionate about this, and that's good.
Thank you. I appreciate that. It's just a lot of fun for, people believe in what I create, and it's a total circular, beautiful energy. You know what I mean? It can help people feel better. They're validating what I created. It's just, I don't want this to ever stop. I love it. I love this. And I appreciate you guys having me on your show.
Well, it's our pleasure.
It's
It's our pleasure.
So thank you so much for your time and wisdom today.
Well, thank you. Hey, just curious, where are you guys based out of?
We're in the Chicago area.
Like the suburbs.
Oh, nice.
Mhm.
I lived on Michigan and Randolph for a little bit in
Oh,
2019.
Yeah, we get all
very-
different kinds of weather here. I think like a
Uh-huh.
few weeks ago it was like snowing, and now it's like 70s.
Mhm.
That's
Oh,
that's
it's great.
that's the fun part about Chicago in this area over here.
Mhm.
You never know what's coming.
Yeah, I was there, September through November, like 15 degrees, crazy. Yeah, very, very cold. That was an experience. But yeah, I'm so nice to meet you all. And just congratulations on your show and keep going. I am so just interested in where you're going to end up. You're going to make big impacts on this world.
Thank you so much.
Mhm.
Yeah, thank you.
So let's recap your key points.
A lot of skincare nowadays is toxic. If you read those ingredients that we can't even pronounce, your skin, the ingredients are really gonna damage us, just like artificial foods. Your skin is like a sponge, and it also has its own microbiome. The things that we do daily builds up over time. So maybe our skin isn't damaged today, but that doesn't mean it's not going to be damaged even maybe next week or in a year or in a month even. So that's why what you put on your skin matters.
So
Couldn't
if you
agree
want
more.
exceptional skin that requires exceptional ingredients, look for completely natural and non-toxic skincare products.
Or you can try to make your own. There are so many clean products. Time to get back to the ancient remedies that have stood the test of time.
Yes.
Self-care can be fun. Take care of your skin by starting with what you eat. Eat real food to take care of your gut. Make sure to stay hydrated, detoxify with the sauna, get sunshine, and a clay mask. A cleaner can help you take care of your skin. And stop using natural products today.
Toxic, Zen.
Oh,
Toxic,
toxic. You use natural. Stop using toxic products today.
There we go.
Okay.
Remember to
Nice.
check out Alatura today. They use real, organic, clean ingredients, and it's so important. These products are great gifts, especially for Mother's and Father's Days. That is just around the corner.
And thank you everyone for tuning in. Until next time, I'm Zansari.
I'm Abdullah.
And I'm Iman.
Follow my family and I on social media, Holistic Mom D, and our book is coming out next year, The Teen Health Revolution.
Nice.
If you learn from other kids, please download our podcast on iTunes and leave reviews so other kids and families can benefit. We need to work together to create a healthy future for all of us and the planet. Join us next week for another episode of the Holistic Kid Show, where kids are empowering kids.
Thank you, everyone.